Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to review an Indian film Tumbbad released in 2018. Tumbbad is set in the early 20th century in the remote village of Tumbbad, Maharashtra, an isolated and decaying place that seems to be trapped in time. The village is steeped in mystery and superstition with local legends surrounding it. The film opens with Hathiram as a young boy visiting his grandmother, who resides in an old crumbling mansion. Here, the audience is introduced to an unsettling world where folklore and the supernatural merge with the harsh realities. Hathiram's grandmother recounts an ancient tale of the village, revealing the existence of a dark, malevolent force, Hastar, a monstrous being who hoarded the treasures of the gods but was cursed by them, forbidden to keep the riches. Hasta was condemned to guard the treasures in a hidden dark pit beneath the Tumbar, with a terrible curse placed upon him. Hasta, the demon of greed, is a creature whose greed leads to his downfall. The curse placed on him ensures that only those with pure hearts are capable of retrieving the treasures safely. Anyone else who tries to take the treasure, driven by the selfish desires of greed, will meet a horrible and violent end. This legend sets the tone for the entire story, one that revolves around human condition, the nature of greed, and the lengths people will go to in their pursuit of wealth. As a child, Haldiram is intrigued by the story but is not fully aware of the consequences. His grandmother tells him that his father was killed by the curse of Hastar as he tried to claim the treasure, leading Hathiram to be orphaned. The idea of treasure buried behind Tumbar stays in his mind, and as he grows older, his obsession with the riches intensifies. As the years pass, Hathiram becomes a young adult. The film follows his journey as he begins to explore the village secrets. His obsession with finding and obtaining the Hastar's treasure is spurred on by the reality of his improvised life. The story is not about the pursuit of wealth, but also about how Hathiram's desperate circumstances drive him into morally questionable decisions. Hathiram begins to seek out old maps and rumors, gradually piecing together the location of the hidden pit where the treasure lies. His actions start to blur the line between the survival and the greed, with each step further into the darkness revealing a groaning sense of moral corruption. Hathiram's quest for gold becomes a dangerous obsession, one that draws him into deeper and deeper interaction with the supernatural forces guarding it. In a pivotal sequence, Hathiram eventually locates the pit where Hastar's treasure is stored. What follows is a chilling sequence where he first encounters Hastar, an ancient monstrous being bound to this pit. Hastar is a grotesque figure with an airy, animalistic appearance, both a victim of his own desires and terrifying entity guarding the treasure. The pit is not just a physical location but a manifestation of greed itself. Hathiram's attempt to retrieve gold from Hastar's lair is fraught with tension and danger. The supernatural forces surrounding the treasure are actively trying to stop him. There is a constant danger lurking as Hastar's influence is powerful and terrifying. Hathiram faces traps and supernatural entities that serve as a constant reminder of the curse. As Hathiram repeatedly ventures into the pit seeking treasure and grappling with his inner demons, the story shifts from a physical journey to a more psychological one. His obsession grows and with it his moral degradation. The film explores how his initial desire for riches transforms into an all consuming hunger. He loses any sense of compassion or empathy for the others, and his actions begin to harm the people around him, including his own family. Hathiram's relationship with his wife and son deteriorates as he becomes more focused on the treasure. He even exploits and manipulates others in his desperate pursuit, showing how the curse of Hastar isn't just a literal one, it's also psychological, consuming those who seek the riches. As time passes, Hathiram returns to Tumbar as an older man. By now, he has lost much of his humanity, and his quest for the treasure has turned him into a shadow of the man he once was. The film jumps between the time periods, showing his transformation from a curious child to a corrupted adult. During this time, he is confronted by the consequences of his action as the supernatural forces around Hasta continue to evolve. What was once a straightforward pursuit of treasure now evolves intricate traps, deadly entities, and the personal reckonings. Hathiram must now come to the terms with the cost of his ambition as he faces not only the wrath of the Hasti but also the guilt of his moral decay. In the final act, the full extent of the curse is revealed. Hathiram, despite his efforts to retrieve the treasure and evade the death, is ultimately unable to escape the curse that has bound him for so long. The film closes with a haunting message about the inevitability of fate and the inescapable consequences of greed. At its core, Tumbar is a story about the destructive nature of greed. It takes the audience on a dark, atmospheric journey through time, showcasing how a single individual's desires can lead to ruin and how an ancient curse tied to human folly continues to haunt the generations. The ending leaves the audience with a sense of dread, suggesting that no one is free from the consequences of their choices. The treasure in Tumbar is not just gold, it represents the rumors, allure of wealth, and the cost of human ambition. Hathiram's journey reflects the tragedy of a man who cannot escape the dark pull of his own desires, even as they destroy everything around him. The final scenes underscore the idea that in the end, the treasure is not the gold, it is the curse, an endless cycle of greed that traps not only Hasta but the people who seek the riches as well.